I'm a great fan of Agatha Christie. There just won't be another Agatha Christie. Today I have for you her book titled The Murder on the Lynx. So let's just cut the cackle and get down to business. The book has a long list of characters. The names are mostly French, difficult to pronounce. So follow the slides for the names of the characters. In all there are 20 characters. I'll join you after the character slides to take you through the plot. So friends, the story has got a very interesting plot. Hercule Poirot and Captain Hastings travel to Merlinville, France to meet Paul Renauld, who has requested for some help. Upon arriving at his home in the Villa Genevieve, local police greet them with the news that Paul Renauld has been found dead that morning. Renauld had been stabbed in the back with a letter opener and left in a newly dug grave adjacent to a golf course. Renaud's wife, Eloise Renauld, claims masked men broke into the villa at 2 a.m., tied her up and took her husband away with them. Upon inspecting Paul Renaud's body, Eloise collapses with grief after seeing her husband dead. Perhaps she was not expecting this. Monsieur Giraud leads the police investigation and resents Poirot's involvement in the case, where Monsieur Hautet, the examining magistrate, is more open to sharing key information with Poirot. So now comes the twist in the murder. Poirot notes 4 key facts about the case. 1. A piece of lead piping is found near the body. 2. Only 3 female servants were in the villa, as both Renaud's son Jack and his chauffeur had been sent away. 3. An unknown person visited the house the day before, whom Renauld urged to leave immediately. 4. Renaud's immediate neighbor, Madame d'Aubreville, had placed 2 lakh francs into her bank account over the recent weeks. When Renaud's secretary, Gabriel Stoner, returns from England, he suggests blackmail, as his employer's past is a complete mystery prior to his career in South America. Meanwhile, Hastings, Poirot's number 2, unexpectedly encounters a woman he met before, known to him as Cinderella, who asks him to see the crime scene and then mysteriously disappears with the murder weapon. Poirot later travels to Paris to research the case's similarities to that of a murder case some 22 years ago, which has only one difference. The killer, Georges Canu, later confessed to the crime in which he and his lover, Madame Beraldi, had plotted to kill her husband, and claimed that the murder was carried out by masked intruders and were both disappeared soon afterwards. Returning from Paris, Poirot learns that the body of an unknown man has been found stabbed through the heart with the murder weapon. An examination shows he has the hands of a tramp, that he died before Renaud's murder from an epileptic fit, and that he was stabbed after death. Very important point. Giraud, the investigating officer, arrests Jack Renauld on the basis that he wanted his father's money. Jack admits to the police that he had argued with his father over wishing to marry Madame d'Aubreville's daughter, Marthe, whom his parents found unsuitable. Poirot reveals a flaw in Giraud's theory, as Renauld had changed his will only 2 weeks before his murder, disinheriting Jack. Soon afterwards, Jack is released from the prison after Bella Duveen, an English stage performer he loves, confesses to the murder. Both had come across the body on the night of the murder and assumed the other had killed Renauld. Poirot reveals neither did, as the real killer was Marthe d'Aubreville. Poirot elaborates on this theory. Paul Renauld, the victim, was in fact Georges Canu himself. Fleeing France, he changed his name in Canada to start a new life for himself. After gaining a wife and a son and making a fortune in South America, he returned to France to settle down with his new family, but by misfortune he found that his immediate neighbor would be Madame Beraldi, and like him, she has also changed her identity to become Madame d'Aubreville. Blackmailed by her over his past, Renaud's situation worsens when Jack, his son, becomes attracted to Madame Beraldi's daughter. When a tramp or a wanderer died on his grounds, he saw an opportunity to escape Madame d'Aubreville. He will use the same ruse trick from before, he thinks, but with one difference. This time, he would use it to fake his own death. His plan was simple. Staging his own kidnapping at night, he would disfigure the tramp's body with a pipe and then bury him as Paul Renauld besides the golf course before fleeing the area by train. Anyone who would recognize the body was not his would be sent away, so as to assure that Eloise, his wife, will falsely identify the body as his. Poirot suspected Eloise's involvement in the scheme, as her reaction to her husband's death was not genuine until she saw his body. However, the plan was discovered by Marthe, who overheard the Renaulds discussing it together as she stood to gain financially if she married Jack Renauld, their son. But the success of the scheme would ruin her plans. Thus she decided to follow Renauld and stabbed him after he dug the grave of the tramp's body before he had retrieved it. To expose Marthe as the killer, Poirot asks Eloise to openly disinherit Jack Renauld. That night, Marthe attempts to kill Eloise when Jack leaves her alone in the villa but dies trying when Eloise is saved by Cinderella. Marthe's mother disappears again. Jack and his mother plan to go to South America, joined by Hastings and Dulcie Duveen, who is his Cinderella and Bella's twin sister. So friends, life can be very murky, life can be devious, and that is how crimes are committed. So friends, that was Agatha Christie as usual at her best in this book. However, the plot is a little less scheming, and I would like to give this book 7 out of 10. So goodbye friends, see you next week.